Alright, today we're going to be doing a quick review on Animal Behavior Kit Pro. This was a request that somebody gave me. I'm going to be implementing this into a project in a second, but I want to be completely fair with this and honest and give it the right attention. So this is the second time doing the video because I want to give it the proper review of what it deserves entirely. You can see the review already in stars. I'm not going to go by that. As you can tell with the last review, it was much lower. So we're going to get into this one and see what it's all about. So what I did was I installed it in a fresh project. We'll stay inside the demo project just to give you guys an example without anything hindering my performance. I know it's up and down because I'm recording right now, but I'm going to lock my FPS out at 70 or 60, probably 60 I guess, just so you can see. So I'm going to lock them out at 60. I'm going to click play and it'll take a second to render the scene. That's just my computer. And once it locks in and renders the scene, I'm at 60 consistent FPS pretty much, give or take, but really good. Type stat AI, and there's 89 AI in the scene, which is really good. I get about 70 FPS on this when I'm not recording a video. So, just wanted to give you guys a good look at it. So once this renders in, and if I shut this stat AI off, it'll probably boost my FPS back to 60 because it's calculating some stuff. So it stays at a pretty consistent rate of frames. I'm at 60 pretty much the whole time, even 70s and 80s in my own game using this kit. So, and that's rendering about 90 AI in the scene, which is incredible. So I just wanted to give you guys that, and I'm going to be basing this on a couple things today for the stars. We're going to be doing features, ease of use, the support on Discord, optimization, and value. So I'm going to be implementing this into our own project in a second, but before we start, I just want to talk about the creator of this asset, which is, I hope I'm saying it right, CoquiGames, I hope. I'm not affiliated with them, but I do want to say this developer has given back to the community like tenfold. He has a bunch of free stuff available, keeps up on all his comments and questions, just overall fantastic developer support. It's just incredible all around. The guy's been nothing but perfect the whole time I've dealt with this asset, and I've had a good many questions over the years that I've had it, and he's always on top of things. And like I said, he gives back to the community. He's got a bunch of free courses in blueprinting. He's got all kinds of stuff to help you out. Just overall fantastic developer. So the support on Discord, and this guy is a person, I'm 5 out of 5 on that for sure. He gets a 5 out of 5. If I could give them more, I would, and I don't say that about a lot of developers with assets. So this guy's on top of his game. So for optimization, I got to give this a 5 out of 5 as well. I mean, in my own personal game that I'm developing, I have thousands of AI, and I'm maintaining 70 and 80 FPS the whole time at runtime, which is insane. So optimization is definitely a 5 out of 5. And what I'm going to do now, without further ado, I'm going to implement this into the project that we just reviewed last and see if we can't get some better FPS out of it. So I'll close this out, and I'm going to open up our project, which I think it was Modern Bundle or Modern RPG Bundle version 4. So we'll wait for that to come up. And just also, if you get a chance, it'd be great to like this video, comment anything you want to see, subscribe to the channel for some more reviews. Maybe it'll save you $1 or $2. Maybe it'll help you out if you're just on the edge of buying an asset and you don't know whether it's worth it or not. I'll definitely give you my honest opinion on it. While we wait for that to load, I'm just going to move some folders. So to implement this into a project, I guess this will go under ease of use as well, so I'll be taking you through that. So what I do anyway, is I click on show in folder for my product. I go to the content, and I grab these two folders and copy them. And then I'm going to go to documents, Unreal projects, mine is right here. And I'm just going to paste this in while it loads. And hopefully it'll load up at the same time. And that's done there. I can close this out. And we're in our project, great. So what I did in this project after we finished a review on it was I deleted all of the AI out of my scene because I kind of want to keep it as fair as I can. Stat FPS. So we're at about 90 to 100. it's going to drop. As soon as I click play, that's going to drop down though, so you can't really go by that. When I click play, that's going to drop down. So we're at about 50s, I would say, because this is pretty top heavy. Like I said, the optimization in this, I'm going to set my FPS to be at 50, just to give it kind of a fair chance. So this is without any animal stuff in there. It's probably still going to drop down. I deleted all the AI. There's maybe one left. So let's get rid of him too. But this isn't about this template, it's about animal behavior. So let's add that in. So we're going to find our character. And I'm going to add in. Go to this. I'm going to type in tags. I may have already done this. So I'm going to delete these out. It's my second time around doing the video. And I'm going to type in ABK player and can engage. Then over here I'm going to add components, activation player activation maybe? Player, I know there's an activation. Oh, it didn't go in. So our animal behavior kit's not in here. I did copy the stuff over. I'm going to pause the video. I'll be right back. Alright, and just like that we're back, and I'm going to add component now, and it's right there. BP, Component Player Activation Manager, and there's also a new sensing program I think in here, or a component sense or something. AI perception maybe. This one here, it helps the animals hear the player I think. Haven't really played with it too much, but I'm adding it in there because it's part of the program. Then I'm going to add in my activation manager right there. And then I'm going to test this out to see if it actually works. So animal behavior kit, blueprints, characters, animals, ground animals, and predator. And I'm going to use a spider. So if this works, he should chase me. I know he's probably not going to deal damage because I didn't set the code up. If you guys want a tutorial on setting the code up with this template, I do have that on my YouTube as well. So you guys can check that out. But I'm not going to do that because for the sake of time, we're just going to keep this simple. Also, just going to touch on setting up the trace on the enemies so that projectiles damage them. You go to your capsule component, type in collision, and in the collision settings you're going to want to set visibility to block, and if you have a projectile system you're going to want to block that as well. Depending on what template you're running, you may want to set explosives or something else, maybe have a custom trace to it, block that too, but for now this should make my guns work against the enemy. Alright, and yeah, perfect. Works great. And max FPS, I'm going to lock it at 50. This is probably not the best template for testing the optimization. That's why I did kind of a stock test and show you guys that even with 90 AI in the scene, you can get some real good numbers. This is my laptop, so it's kind of a mid-grade thing, it's not a high-end like the desktop. So, alright. Then I'm going to add in a spawn trigger right here. Details, and I'm going to open it like this. And within that spawn trigger, we're going to add animal triggers, maybe? Animal spawner. Animal spawner. So basically when the player enters this area here or near it, it'll spawn whatever I tell it to here. And I'm going to have this, it's inactive until we go over the trigger. So I'm going to open this up a little bit here. And I'm going to add in some animals. So I'm going to use the spawn doe and I think it's a doe or despawn doe. A buck and there's a doe. So I'm going to spawn 3 of these and they're going to go to a random location. And I'm also going to spawn a doe. Despawn. right there. I'll spawn 3 of those as well, not 13. I guess you could do 13. Then we go back to our animal spawn trigger, and we just got to select our animal spawner right here. And I'm going to try that out. It should spawn the deer. If it spawns right away, I might have messed something up. If it spawns when I hit the trigger, we got it right. And you can see the FPS are still pretty good. I probably don't have this right because I have it set to inactive. Oh, no, that did work. They just spawned over to the left. Let's try that again. Let's see. So we should get a couple of deer as soon as we hit the trigger. Maybe I put it farther away than I thought. It's probably the case. There's a 2-second delay. There they are. So the deer spawn. I don't have a nav mesh over here, so they're not navigating. But you can see that it works perfectly fine, and you can have a ton of deer in your scene. Like, I'm just going to show you guys, for example, I think 9 AI in this template killed the FPS. So I'm going to add like a bunch of these things just to show you guys. And this didn't hurt my FPS. It's still hovering at 50, which is what my computer does. And make sure I got the right one. I think maybe it's this one. Yeah, so we have these 2. Maybe over here as well. We have another 3. Another one. Maybe I'll put 5 on this. Just to give you guys an example, I have 5 here. I'll have 3 there and 5 there. So it'll give us 13. So just like that, when we render our scene, if I type stat AI, you're going to get your AI spawn in up here. 1 second. Just want to make sure they come in. I probably should have put this closer, but you'll get the point. So these things are going to start spawning in every 2 seconds, or as they get closer, and it doesn't hurt my FPS at all. I'm still at 50. These guys are all spawned in still. If I go up there, they'll spawn more in, and we're still hovering at 50. So these aren't even hurting my FPS. Like I mentioned earlier, I have like 120 of these at a time in a scene, and it doesn't even hinder my FPS whatsoever. So for optimization, I mean, like I said, 5 out of 5. Easy use for the template. You can see it already. It's 5 out of 5. Features, 5 out of 5. Value, definitely a 5 out of 5. The only thing about this template that I have to take 0.1 of a star away for, I hate to do it, maybe it's my own problem, but it's for the ease of putting the taming system in. It can be cumbersome and it can be difficult depending on what you're working with, but the developer will support you through it. I just didn't put the time and effort I think necessary to do it, but loses a 0.1 of a star for that. So overall, this animal behavior, for your value, I mean, it's 5 out of 5 for your money for sure. So the overall rating for this, I'm giving it a 4.9 stars out of 5. It's a fantastic buy. I think no matter what you pick this up for the price is worth it, because I think it's underrated the amount of things you can do with this. Like in my game, I have animals that I'm making, but also the AI that attack you like zombies, I use this animal behavior kit for. Anything, I use it for humanoids. Anything that does a melee attack, I use this for. It handles all my AI because of the optimization. I don't think I'd be able to achieve the frames per second in my personal game without this kit. That's how good it is. And like I said, I think it's severely underrated. If you use your imagination with this kit, the possibilities are endless what you can do with it. Literally anything you can think of, you can do. So any kind of AI, this is the one. I've even had, for example, I used the flying system, because you don't just have ground animals in this system, you get like flying AI. So I've had a zombie come over to a wall, switch to flying AI, and then they can climb the wall. So if you use your imagination, you can make anything with this kit. You can make NPCs. This is a perfect thing for NPCs because within this kit, you can open it up in the blueprint, and there's an option here for, they have like I don't know if this one does, but it has like an option for them to eat and drink. So they have drink animations, but you set that up. But you can set up like drinking zones. So maybe you have an NPC that you want to walk over here and go to a workbench. Instead of them drinking, you could have them use this workbench as their animation. So you gotta really think about it and think outside the box. And I think one word to sum up this asset is limitless, because you can do literally anything with it. So 4.9 out of 5, fantastic asset, worth every penny of your money, and I give it the highest amount of recommendation, and the developer is solid. See you guys on the next one. Anything you guys want to see, just like, comment, and I will definitely get to it. Have a great one.